Hello, welcome to the channel and welcome back to Resurrect Autos HQ. So today, guys, we're continuing with the Eco Boost. I really want to get this running today. So yeah, that's the plan. It's just to concentrate on that. Just get that done, get it running, turn that key and see if we're all good. Fingers crossed we are. You just never know when you're doing these kind of jobs, especially this kind of involved, but we'll see. Let's get cracking. Let's do this. Right, okay, so let's get cracking with this one, guys. The very first thing I want to do, where we left off, we've done the water pump, we've done the casing, that was all done up tight, everything was done up tight. So that's that. The very next thing I want to do is get this crank, pulley and bolt in place, done up. And then what I'll do, once I've done that, I'm going to lower the engine, put the engine mount back in place. So it's hanging then on the engine mount, and then just start rebuilding and putting things back together and sort of, you know, just basically rebuild everything. And we'll try and get this running today. Fingers crossed. But yeah, I have borrowed, now that bolt, this new bolt for this crank is tight, really tight. Some people say too tight, but Fords recommend a certain, you know, a tightness or whatever. But this is obviously a Ford main dealer bolt. This ain't just out of the timing belt kit that we normally get bolts in there. But I'm not using that. I'm using this one. I'm also using this friction washer that goes over the little sprocket thing at the bottom. Then the pulley, the crank pulley bottom. I'll just give it a clean up, and then you've got a locating pin that goes in there. That's got to be in the right position in there with the pin, which is this one here. We'll put that in, locate that, then put the bolt in, and then I'm going to do it up with the Milwaukee, this one here. Give it some good gun, give it some good power, do it right up. Then I'm going to go and borrow his torque wrench, because my one won't go up to 300, it only goes up to 210, I've already showed you that. My Teg Tool one, he's got a snap-on digital one that will go up to, I think it actually goes up to 400 and something, but we only need 300. So I'll go and borrow that. Then so yeah, I want the car sitting on the engine mount. When I'm torquing that bolt up, I want it secure. I don't want it to be moving around. At the minute, if I try it now and without that engine mount on, there will be like that movement of that engine, like floating. We don't want that. We want it solid. So that's what we're going to do. Torque it up to the 300. And then once you've done that, you've got to torque it. You've got to turn it, the bolt, 90 degrees tighter after the 300. It's quite involved, but it's a process that needs to be done, guys. So that's what I'm going to do now. Let me set you up on the tripod. Let's get cracking. Let's deal with this. And let's just crack on with this and see how far we get. Hopefully, fingers crossed today. All back together, turn that key. Let's go for it. Right, okay, so guys, let me show ya. We have the Grank bolt and pulley back on place. It's exactly where the pin should be at the top there, so that's all located right. I first of all done it with a gun, didn't I? And then I've done it with the my torque wrench, got it up to 200, and then I used the snap-on one, which is over here. So I used my one to get it to 200, and then I used this bad boy, snap-on, 100th edition torque wrench to get it to 300. And then once you get it to once you're using it, the lights here and here, both sides light up. They go like to green, and then it vibrates as well. So it tells you, you can feel it vibrating to tell you when it gets to 300. So that's done. Once I've done that, I use my breaker bar to get it to 90 degrees, the bolt to turn around to 90 degrees. So that is solid. That is in the correct position. That ain't going nowhere. That is done. We can move on and just continue now to rebuild this whole thing. The other thing as well is I'm just always just checking my markings as well are up there. You can see that they're all lined up. They haven't moved, which is, you know, exactly what we want. That tool, obviously, on the starter motor for this flywheel is obviously working, and it's all locked up. That pin there is locked as well. You can see it's in there still. That ain't moved, so that's against there. So yeah, top's obviously locked up as well, guys. So it does look like we have done that part. So I think now we're going to continue. I'm going to leave the sump for now because it gives me more access to get up into there and do all the bits and pieces up there. And then, you know, we've got to get this sump on at some point. We will do that soon. But yeah, for now, guys, let's just crack on. Let's just carry on what we're doing, putting it all back together, and yeah, continue now the rebuild of this. Yeah, so let's set you up. Let's do this. Right, okay, we're moving very, very nicely along, guys. Look at what I've done. Alternator's in place, that's bolted up. Throttle body, that's done, all bolted up. These two end for the cams, don't know what they are. I think they're variable valve, maybe, don't know what they are. But that's done. Done the starter motor. So that's done. Done the oil filter as well, whilst I was underneath the car. So we've got a nice new oil filter up there. Just at the back there, you can just see it. Took the pin out and replaced it with the original one there. So that's back in place. What else have I done? I'm just sort of going through all the bits and pieces, all the parts, you know. But it's we are definitely moving forward now. So that's good. Right, let's keep going. I'll set you up. We've still got loads and loads of bits and pieces to sort out and put together. But let's keep going, guys. Yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed, we can get this running today. But you just never know. You just never know. So I'll set you up. Let's do this. Right, okay, so guys, we are moving along very, very nicely. I've put the turbo and downpipe catalytic converter, that's all been bolted up. Just got to put the heat shield over, and then the pipes, whatever happens over here. But I'm gradually working through all my bits and pieces. We've still got to put this for the water pump bracket as well. There, we've got a cam cover. We have got obviously the heat shield, and then obviously all the top parts. But I'm sort of gradually working backwards on the parts that I had. So what I did was I started from one end, put all the parts there. So I'm working that way. So I'm putting it back in the right order that I took it off, kind of thing. And it seems to be working well. Yeah, it does seem to be going back really well. So we are getting there. Alternator's back in place. AC compressor is back in place. I've done the sump. I've put, once I've done the sump, and then I put 2 litres of oil inside, just lubricated these top cams and the lobes. Just lubricated both of them, a litre both sides, just to do that. I've got to put this high pressure fuel pump, high pressure, it is a high pressure fuel pump, yeah. That back in place as well. And yeah, then the cam cover, and then just obviously continue really to see how far we get. But that's where we are with that. I have had a little job come in today, which is Sam's. We've seen this car before. We've done work on this car before. And basically what happened was she was involved in an accident. Someone hit her on the side here, and she doesn't really, though they don't really want to go through the insurance. I'm going to give it a clean before this goes to the paint shop, but you can see this all needs repainting, this rear quarter, and a little bit of pulling as well. So probably going to just leave the body shop to do that, and get that sort of, you know, pulled out properly, and get this whole sort of side repainted. I'll see what it's like when it comes to the door. They might have to take it into the door, get rid of those scratches, and just sort of blend it into the door a little bit. We will see how we get on with that, but that's happening this week. Just wanted to quickly show you, because yeah, it's just another little job that's in, and they've asked me to get done for them whilst they're away this week on holiday. If you follow me on Instagram, you would have seen Tom's Fiesta being picked up from the police compound as well. That's over there, just waiting for the guy to turn up to do me some keys, because the original keys don't work in that car. So they've obviously, the thieves have obviously, you know, done something to the car, completely wiped the original keys on the car, and then put their own key in it. I don't know what they've done, but they don't work. So I'm just waiting for him to turn up. We'll get them keys cut for Tom's car. But for the moment, let's crack on. Let's keep going. And yeah, let's just see how far we get. I'd love to turn this over today, but it's just really dragging on now, bits and pieces. I'm just taking my time. I don't want to rush it. I want to sort of just, you know, work my way into it. If you start rushing, you make mistakes, and that's not, I don't want to do that. But definitely getting there. All underneath is done. Everything that needs to be done underneath is there. It's just now the top end now. So let's continue, and let's just see how far we get. Let's do this. Right, okay, guys, so close. But I've run out of time. Unfortunately, do you know what? I've really enjoyed putting this back together. Don't ask me why, because it still can go wrong when we go to start this up. But I've really enjoyed it, and yeah, just sort of working stuff out, making stuff, you know, fits the right way. There's a lot of wires and a lot of bolts, but yeah, unfortunately, I've run out of time today. So yeah, we're gonna have to continue this tomorrow, unfortunately. I think that goes like that, and then that goes in there. So I've got to turn that around a little bit more, and then plug that in there. But yeah, I just really enjoyed sort of working out sort of where it goes, blah, 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 blah. I've really enjoyed it. So yeah, that's that anyway, guys. I've just run out of time. I just can't carry on. We'll have to do that tomorrow. Let me show you Tom's car, because I've had the guy here who cuts the keys. He's been here for about 2.5, 3 hours trying to deal with his car. It wasn't as straightforward as he thought, as it is. But I just want to quickly say, I've had to take this off of Sam's car. This is the fuel flap, and this is what we use to get the actual colour and the shade of the car as well, so we can match it perfectly to the other side. You just basically I take the wheel arch out and get the bolts from the other side to undo the fuel flap. So that's going to the paint shop today, and coming back tomorrow, and then I'm going to speak to the painter, and he's going to try and get it done for Wednesday, Thursday for us. But let me show you in Tom's car, because that's all done. I did show this on Instagram, didn't I? Me picking it up. I don't know if you follow me on Instagram, but it was on Instagram. And basically, the keys, the original keys that we had, which his dad got back from the insurance company, these are the 2 original keys. Now, they wouldn't work. They wouldn't work straight away in the car, and I had to get the key guy over to sort out the programming. This kaolin, this plastic cover was off the top, so something, yeah, I had a suspicion that they'd done something up here. It turned out that they did. They actually was messing around with the immobilizer, and he couldn't get. They put a software into the car, and he couldn't. He was struggling trying to get it off. He really did struggle, but in the end, we have a running car. No fuel. Dave thought might have a bit of fuel in there, but it's nearly empty. But yeah, absolutely running fine. They was just using it as running around. So yeah, we have now got the keys working, and yeah, everything works as it should. There's a couple of little bits and pieces on it. The wing mirror, I think that needs sorting out. And there was something else he said. I'll have to have a look around it. I'm going to check the car anyway. I'm going to look over it. Going to clean the seats for Tom on the inside as well, just to make sure that it's cleaned up. Look at the way that the seat's been sitting. Look, proper yobbos, isn't they? Having the seat back like that. But yeah, the plan is that Tom wants to get back into this car because it is fully loaded. It's got everything in it. It's a titanium X. It's got the reversing camera. Heated seats, leather. It's fully loaded in here. So yeah, cruise control, electric folding mirrors. Yeah, just endless. The stuff in it is quite good. So he wants to keep it, and he's going to get rid of the red Fiesta that I did. I don't know if you remember that red Fiesta, the one with the rear end damage. He's now wants to get rid of that, so that'll be up for sale, the red Fiesta. If anyone is interested, let me know and drop me a message. But yeah, he's actually going to get a Ghost immobilizer fitted on this car, which means even if they did have the original keys, even if you've got the original keys, you cannot drive the car away. You can start it, but it won't drive away, I believe. Or you can't start it, or you can get into it, you can cut a key, but you won't be able to start the engine. Yeah, it's called a Ghost immobilizer. They're great systems, and it prevents the car from. The only way to take the car is to lift it up and put it on a trailer or a transporter. That's the only way to remove that car. It will not start. So yeah, he's going to get that fitted, and he wants to take this car and drive this one instead of the red one. I'll get the plates done for him. The clutch is it is hard. I've got to be honest, the clutch. But you know, it's probably the pressure plate. I don't think it's the thrust bearing. I think it's the pressure plate that may have a bit of wear in it. So we might be doing a clutch on this one. Possibly will be, but let's just see how we go with it. But as you know, the good thing about it is that he's got his car back, and I think I told you the story on this one. Basically, the woman drove into Sainsbury's car park, another woman in another Fiesta, and this car, the blue Fiesta, pulled in next to her. She got out, she went into Sainsbury's, done her shopping, come back out, the car had gone, her car had gone, and this car was still there. So her Fiesta, they took her Fiesta and left this Fiesta next to in the space. Just at that point, a police officer in the patrol car was going into Sainsbury's to get a drink. She flagged the car down. She flagged the police down and said, it was like screaming hysterical, like, someone's took my car. My car's been stolen. And that's when they started looking into this car, and it had the original plates, Tom's original plates in the boot. And then they phoned Tom's dad because, Tom's dad put a report in, police report. He had to report it, and he gave him his number. So they called him and said, look, we think we found your car. Do you want to come down and have a look and see if it's yours? They went down there, and lo and behold, it is their car. But what a stroke of luck! Like if that police car didn't at that point say, do you know what, I'm going to have a drink, go into Sainsbury's and get a drink. That is just, it's just unbelievable. So it's just sheer luck that happened. But he's got his car back, and all good things have a happy ending sometimes. So yeah, that's that. But we will be seeing this car. It's going to be sticking around for a little while, and I think we're going to be doing a clutch and some other bits and pieces on it. But for now, yeah, it's just nice to have it back. It's just nice to have it back, and it works, and it locks, and it. They need oiling. But yeah, electric folding mirrors, and yeah, it's a really nice car. And it's a good clean again. They've obviously cleaned it up, messed it up a little bit, but it's all right. It's going to be all right for him in the end. So, but yeah, I had to pick it up. I've still got to get it off the trailer, and I've still got to get it looked at, get the clutch done, and that sort of bits and pieces. But yeah, that's for another day. So, guys, we was very, very close today. Really, really close. But there's always another day. And like I said, I'm not rushing this. I'm not sort of, I could have thrown it all together quickly, put the battery in it and then turn the key to see if it, these little bits and pieces, these are just the air pipes, hoses and stuff like that. But I want to make sure it's all connected, all put back together before I turn that key. And that's going to be now in tomorrow's video. So, guys, thanks for watching. Really appreciate the support. We're going to be starting this tomorrow. Don't you worry. See if it works, and see if all this hard work and all this time was for nothing, or it actually, turned out all right. So, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.